Hello and welcome to MIDAS tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to show you some of the new features that have made it into version 3.10. Many of these have come about as a result of suggestions and feedback from our users, and we always love hearing from you, so please do check out our website MID.AS/feature request, where you can vote on some of our most popular suggestions, and obviously the ones with the most votes are things we will look at implementing. So version 3.10 is feature heavy. There's lots of new features in this. I'm going to show you through some of them today. One of the most requested features we've had is the ability to add bookings more easily. And one of the features we've added now is the ability to click and drag on the grid. So you can see I've started dragging from 1 PM till 3 PM. As soon as I release the mouse button, it takes me to the booking screen with that venue already selected and those times already selected. Another new feature is the ability to quickly add bookings to multiple dates. Now, in earlier versions, if you wanted to add a booking to multiple dates, you had to manually select each date that you wish to add the booking to. However, in this version, you'll see alongside the date is an arrow. If we click that, a small window will pop open, allowing us to make repetitive bookings from the date that's currently selected. So for example, the current date that's selected is Tuesday the 12th of October. If I want to add a booking every Wednesday, let's say for 6 weeks, I can click OK, and you'll see the next 6 Wednesdays are added to the list and to the calendar. Another feature that's been requested often is the ability to modify or delete multiple bookings simultaneously. In previous versions, to delete, let's say these 3 bookings here, you would manually have to click each one and select delete. But if you notice in version 3.10, there's 2 new icons: modify similar bookings and delete similar bookings. If you select one of these, I'm going to select delete similar bookings. MIDAS will search through all bookings that are very similar to the booking you selected. So for example, you can see here the 3 bookings on the screen are those 3 there. Those bookings also appear on the 13th and 14th, so I could delete those as well if I want. But for this example, I'm just going to delete these 3. So select those bookings, delete selected bookings. 3 bookings have been removed, and you can see those 3 bookings have gone. So this should save you a lot of time when it comes to managing your bookings. Another feature that's been requested is the ability to add custom booking fields. Now, when you add a booking in MIDAS, you'll see that there's a number of fields there by default: number of attendees, booking type, notes, resources, and so forth. But some users require additional fields. We've made it really easy to do that now in version 3.10. To add a new field, click MIDAS Admin Options and select Manage MIDAS. On the Defaults tab, you'll see all the default booking fields listed. Also a button that says Add Custom Field. If we click that, we can add a new field to MIDAS. The number of different types of fields available, including text, number, and list. So I'm going to add a list, because often when you add a booking to a room, you might wish the room to be configured in a certain way, for example in the round or theatre or boardroom style or cabaret. So here we can create our own list. So I'm going to call it room layout, and I'm going to add my list options here. So boardroom, theatre style, cabaret. So I've got a list there with 3 options. And by default, the default setting is going to be boardroom. Is the field visible? Yes. Is it a required field? That means basically, do we require users to make a selection in this field? Well, no, we're going to make it optional, so we'll leave that blank and we'll click Save. You can now see that field, that custom field, has now appeared in our list. If we refresh MIDAS, you'll see that field also appears in the side panel. So now when we add bookings, it's also here, room layout, with our options. Another new feature in version 3.10 is the ability to pay invoices online using either PayPal or Google Checkout. Now, when your invoices are created, they appear in the invoicing section. So here we have an invoice that I created a little earlier. Invoice MIDAS 0001. Now, if we go to MIDAS admin options, manage MIDAS and invoicing, you'll see there are some options here. If you wish to allow your users to pay their invoices by PayPal, you can click enabled and enter your PayPal account details below. If you wish them to have the option to pay by Google Checkout, enable this and add your Google Checkout merchant ID in this area here. So when your clients receive their invoice, you can direct them to a web address where they can add their invoice number. So in this case it's MIDAS 0001. Choose their invoice date, which will be printed on their invoice, and click Pay Invoice. MIDAS will then retrieve their invoice and give them an option to either pay with PayPal and/or Google Checkout, depending on what options you have enabled. So clicking Pay Invoice, in this case, will take them to the PayPal payment page, where they can pay their invoice. Another requested feature in MIDAS is the ability to reorder venues. If we go to Manage Venues, by default MIDAS lists all your venues in alphabetical order, but sometimes it's better to have them in another order. We may wish Sports Hall to appear at the top of the list, and maybe Atrium to appear the third venue down. So we can reorder them using the arrow icons here and click Save Changes. Now when we return to our grid view, you'll see the order of venues has now changed to reflect this new order. There's also a new colour picker in the booking type screen, which should make it a lot easier to select colours for your booking types. You'll notice as well that the colours for your existing booking types will already be highlighted. You can change any of these colours. So for example, corporate is currently a green colour. We can select corporate and we can make that blue. Save Changes, and now all our corporate bookings will appear in blue. There's also a new stats module in MIDAS which has been built from the ground up, showing you graphical statistics on your bookings with a lot more features than has been previously in the stats module. You can see bookings taking place, bookings that have been added, bookings that have been modified, booking types. But what's really good in version 3.10 is you can filter them between dates. So we're seeing bookings between the 1st of October and the 12th of October. We can change that start date, say the 5th, go, and then you'll see we will just see statistics for that date range. We can also see statistics for specific booking types. So here we're just viewing our corporate bookings over that date range. There's also statistics for clients, venues. So here we can see our venue usage breakdown. We can also select individual venues to see how those are used during that time period. There's also a new watch setting for those users who like to watch venues or booking types for new bookings, changed bookings, deleted bookings. There's now a new type for removals only. If you select this and then select a venue, so what will happen is whenever a user now deletes a booking from the Atrium, you'll receive a notification in your watches section. MIDAS 3.10 is also compatible with the very latest browsers, including Internet Explorer 9, Firefox 4 and Google Chrome 7. And remember, if you'd like to suggest a feature that you'd like to see in MIDAS, please visit our website at MID.AS/feature request.